On July 7th, Niantic Tintito posted a reply to the June 2023 AMA, which I said is really the July 2023 AMA. As a reminder, us Wayfarer reviewers, well, probably not me because I saw it too late, submitted a bunch of questions to Niantic that we wanted to answer. And typically what happens is Niantic will pick out ones that they want to answer, and it gives us clarification on certain topics. For example, like my recent military video, or somebody will ask, what exactly do you mean by pedestrian access? They'll ask these kind of questions, and Niantic will come in and give them answer. Niantic gave no answers. This entire thing. This was a huge write-up with no answers. So I'm going to go over a few things for you, just to tell you what they think their priority is right now. They go on in the beginning, and you can read this, to talk about the successes that they have had the first part of 2023, which is great. You know, they've done a lot of good. They've reduced the backlog. Yes, they've decreased the amount of call submissions you get. I've seen less duplicates. My appeals are definitely going through. Previously, some people had said that they had been stuck for like a year and it was easier just to renominate it. My appeals have been going through, although slowly. Wayfarer challenges, we definitely saw an improvement in the Wayfarer challenges. Way to go, Niantic. You listened to us with the help of our ambassadors. We really appreciated that. They also want to thank the community for acknowledging that they have been working on improving communication between themselves and the community. And yes, they definitely have, but I think part of that is we've seen a lot of different Niantic employees in charge of the forums. They come and go, whether they're let go or quit. I don't really know the background. But considering Niantic Tito is posting, and Niantic did have layoffs last week, I consider this a success. And maybe Niantic Tintito is still with Niantic. That would be good. That is what we need. We need consistency. We need people that are aware of our concerns, and not somebody that takes our concerns with them and leaves, and then the next person has to come up and figure out what our concerns are. So I applaud Niantic for not laying off Niantic Tintito. All right, so then they go into, okay, this is what we said we were going to do, but we didn't do. One is edits. They acknowledge that they've resolved 51,000 location edits, but I have to say that resolved also means rejection. It would be interesting to know how many of those 51,000 they did reject. But they say they are continuing to work on increasing the velocity. I guess some of the people had said that they want the contribution management tab to be updated a little bit. One of them is incorporating Street View. Also, I'd like to have a review history, which is currently available with plugins, although I don't use a plugin. I had one at one point, and you could look at it and see everything that you had reviewed. You could like zoom out to a map, and it showed all the points on the map. It was really great. But they're saying this is not their priority right now. Maybe they'll look at it in the second half of the year. All right, now, review flow. I'm a little concerned about this one. They want to change the way we review. Previously, it was 5-star. Then they were saying, okay, look at it like 1-star, 3-star, 5-star. Don't look at it as a 5-star system. I think they're seeing that the 5-star rating system really isn't working. It's confusing people. They say this new review experience will change how you evaluate a nomination by shifting the 5-star rating system to a simpler rating system for each question about the nomination. They're going to test it amongst themselves, then they're going to push it out to the ambassadors, and they're expecting by early September 2023 that it could be live. I'm not quite sure what this is going to be. Maybe they're going to switch to a 3-star rating system. It's not a good nomination. It's an okay nomination, and it's a great nomination. That's possible. Anti-cheat efforts. They said that in the first half of the year, this was definitely their priority. And I have noticed posts on the Self Forum, people saying that they have lost either their Ingress account or their Pokemon Go account. and they trace it back to Wayfarer. So I do think this is already occurring. It says, in the next couple of days, we will activate our new policies and administer consequences for abusive behavior that apply not only to using Wayfarer, but across all Niantic games and products. When this new policy takes effect, it will address not only all new abusers, but will also work retroactively for up to a year. Additionally, over the next couple of months, we will devote a lot of our resources to building new automated detection tools. So we will see. If you're not an abuser of the system, you're not going to notice it, but I put out a video short that this is something that could get you banned in Pokemon Go, and I got some downvotes. I'm guessing they thought I was making clickbait, but this is definitely proof that my video was not clickbait. This can get you banned. Criteria. Now, this is, I said, that typically the AMAs are answering questions that we have about criteria that we don't understand. They didn't go over any of this. Criteria is stuck in this little 2.5 paragraph response. We know that we've gone back and forth on what the next steps are for updating or changing the criteria. After spending time internally, exploring different solutions, finding out the original intent of the criteria as it's been set, we've decided it's best to refrain from making extensive changes to the criteria. With these criteria, we aim to ensure that the community is able to bring unique and significant places we may have never discovered. Niantic is not a fully global company, and as such, we know there will be gaps in our knowledge of the culture's significance and nuance when it comes to building the app. With the criteria as they are, we're ensuring that we do not push our limited viewpoint and lean on the community to help identify what should or should not be added to the map. The problem with this is Wayfarer challenges. Me as an American going into India and reviewing things, I'm going to miss what is culturally important to them. This is something they've decided for their community is relevant, and I'm denying it, which upsets them, and then they've got to nominate it again and say these darn American reviewers, they don't know what's good. Niantic, you really got to consider that. When you don't make decisions for the community, you got to realize that you're giving people across the world access to things in these countries, and the reviewers don't understand their culture either, and we're going to deny it. You may be leaving it up to them to decide, but then you're opening it up to the entire world to vote. And then the last section was Wayfarer app. Apparently they were considering an app. I missed that entirely. Instead, they said that they're focusing on other things at the moment. It says, our focus and resources will be spent enhancing the existing platform and experience by improving the review flow and making the entire Wayfarer experience more enjoyable by taking a firm stance on abuse across the platform and the community. So in response, I think Niantic has been doing a better than average job, I should say. I think the changes that they have made are fantastic, but they took too long to kick in. And I'm very disappointed that the June/July 2023 AMA really answered no questions. It gave us no help in clarifying nominations, which is what I thought the AMA was supposed to be. They are clarifying issues. It says, ask me anything. They just chose not to answer any questions related to criteria.